Hi guys, so in this video we're gonna start working on the HUD of our player character, the gameplay HUD. So we're gonna start by creating a new folder in the content folder, which we're gonna name UI. Alright, and then inside this folder we're gonna create a widget blueprint. So right click user interface, widget blueprint. We're gonna name it the HUD. So we access this widget blueprint, hitting enter, and then we're gonna start by adding an image to the canvas panel. We add an image to the HUD, to the widget, and then we're gonna move this image to the upper left corner. So this image is gonna contain our minimap showing our location in real time, and I'm gonna anchor it to the upper left of the screen, this anchor. Good practice, guys, is to set the alignment of each component of the widget to 0.5x and 0.5y. This is the pivot point of the component. So I'm gonna do the adjustment. On the image, and then we're gonna create another image. So we just do Control W to duplicate. The new one, we're gonna move it to the center. It's gonna contain our crosshair. Anchor the central anchor. Already set the alignment, and we have to set the size to 40 by 40. And then the position x0 and y0 in the right place. Sorry, should be rather 50 by 50 as a size. That should do it. And then we're gonna add two progress bars showing our current armor and our current health. So canvas panel again, progress bar here, another one here. Good practice to just do duplication. So alignment 0.5 x and y, and we're gonna anchor it to the lower left of the screen, and then we're gonna set its size for the x 250 and for the y 20. I just set the position. It's not the position that I want. Is it the size? So 250 for the x, 20 for the y. And then we do duplication on this progress bar. Control W. I should select it in the hierarchy rather. Control W. And then we place its brother progress bar right below it. Next, we're gonna do some adjustment, some fine tuning concerning the positions. For now, we're gonna keep it simple and just place component in the HUD. For the progress bar, the default value is gonna be 0.5, half filled progress bar. The other one 2. and then we're gonna set this gonna be the armor, the other one the health. We're gonna set the armor bar to a color of a green color, so fill color and opacity. Double clicking here, gonna choose a green color, just a green one. A green color for the armor, keeping the other progress bar with its default color. So we're gonna add text, two texts, one text for the armor bar showing the number, the percentage of the armor. So for this text block, we're gonna set the font to 19. We're gonna check size to content, and we're gonna just move it to its place. So here I'm gonna duplicate this to create another one, another text block, and just place it there. I'm gonna add two more images, one for the armor icon and another one for the health icon. I'm gonna move all these a little bit to the right. The armor icon, the health icon. The first one, I'm gonna, for the armor icon, I'm gonna set its size to 40 by 40. Of course, the alignment should be 0.5 by 0.5. To keep things simpler, I'm gonna remove this one, duplicate this one to transfer the properties, and then move the other one to its place. I'm gonna decrease its size a little bit to 30 by 30. 30 by 30. So that should contain the armor icon. The other one should contain the health icon. I'm gonna move the other ones just to see the thing as a whole. Gonna move this a little bit like this. That should do it. I'll move the other one a little bit like this. So we have the crosshair image, the minimap, sorry, image, and we have the armor and the health. I'm gonna set default values for the texts. For the armor, I'm gonna enter 100%. The health value 100%. And I'm gonna start working on the ammo and current weapon display. So here I'm gonna create two more texts. The first one, the second one. This is gonna be the current ammo. This one is gonna be the maximum ammo, the ammo that the player is carrying with him, the player character. So I'm gonna set a font size for the current ammo, a font size of let's set it to 50, and the max ammo, we're gonna set its font size to 24. we're gonna leave it at 24. First one size to content, and the second one also should be set to size to content. Yes, for the texts. Then we just set some default value. The first one, we have a clip, a weapon, a clip of containing 30 bullets, as if we have an assault rifle. Just to set some default values as a start for this HUD. Second one, 90. These are the bullets that we have outside the equipped clip. Can just place them to the right positions. Always a good practice to set the alignment to 0.5. I'm gonna anchor them in a second. To avoid some display problems tied to the size of the windows and the different screens and so on. So anchor to the lower right corner. Second one also. I'm gonna just move them for it to be visually acceptable for now. So we have these ammo displays. I'm gonna add a text. This is gonna contain the name of the weapon, of the currently equipped weapon. We're gonna leave it as it is with its default content. And good practice also to just set the alignment to 0.5. Size to content also. And for the anchor, I'm gonna anchor it to the bottom right of the screen. So I'm gonna just select everything. Alright. So now we should add some icons for the crosshair, the armor and the health. I already did some PNG images with Photoshop. This is gonna be the health, the other one the armor, the crosshair. This is gonna be the player icon for the displaying the position of the player inside the minimap. So we're gonna add it later on once we created our minimap blueprint. Once we created our minimap logic. For now we're not gonna add it. So I'm gonna move to the level editor in the UI folder. So these images that I created in Photoshop, I'm gonna put a link in the description for you to download them. So I'm gonna add all of them for now to the UI folder, and then I'm gonna add them to my HUD. So the first crosshair image, I'm gonna set the brush to the crosshair PNG brush. Yes, that should be it. We have a crosshair. Then for the armor image, just select the armor image here, back to the HUD, and set it. This one also, gonna set it gonna set the health image to it. We have a health icon. That should do it for now for our HUD icon wise. So I'm gonna do some adjustment just to keep the component well aligned, well positioned So the first one were positioned among themselves. So the first one, the progress bar, gonna check to see the Y position 115. Gonna use a it should be minus 115 for the Y. Where is it? Alright, this is for the Y position. The other one for the Y position, gonna set it to 67. It's set to minus 67. Maybe we should set it to minus 70. Or we're using rounded numbers, so it's better. So this is the armor, this is the health. The other one, we're just gonna copy the position Y of the armor bar for the armor text. Always do the same, undo editor. So I should set the alignment of this one to the appropriate values. The other one too. And I just gonna copy the Y position of the armor bar. So why does it do this? Where is it? I think because this is anchored to the upper left. This is why it's doing this. So it should be anchored to the bottom left. The other one too. This one is anchored, is well anchored to the bottom left. So gonna move to the icons and anchor them to the bottom left. Now it should work. The Y position of the the Y position of this one. I'm gonna copy the Y position of the health bar and affect it to this health percentage text. Having done this, now we should just do some movement. Before this, I'm gonna do the same process for the health and armor icons. Same one. Yes, position Y. That should do it. Now I'm gonna just approach the two progress bars a little bit to the left. Before this, I'm gonna set the same expositions, sorry for them. So position X, we're gonna positions X, I'm gonna just move a little bit the health bar. Should see how it looks as a whole. So we have an X position of 280. We're gonna keep it at 280. That should do it. Alright, the other one, the same one, 280, for it to be well aligned with the other progress bar. The text is position, the X position 14 for the armor text. And just move it a little bit to the armor bar. 120 should do it. The other one also 120, position X 120. fit to size to content, and for the text it should be centered, the text justification centered for both of them. These ones, I'm gonna start with the armor icon, position X, just move it a little bit, that should do it, 70, the other one is 72, position X 70, the other one too. So the alignment 0.5 for the pivot point is helping us do the necessary adjustment for the component towards each other. So we have done the necessary adjustment for the armor and the health. This one, we're gonna keep them as they are. Text block, yes, we're gonna keep them as they are. For the gun, I should set its the font of its size, the size of its font, sorry, to 19. Just move it a little bit here. Move it a little bit here, and center the text should be better, I think. Should be better to center the text, and that should do it for the UI. Just move it a little bit. That should do it, I think. Everything is alright. Okay, I'm gonna compile my HUD and save it, and then we're gonna do some modification to the game mode, and we're gonna do a new player controller for our player. So I'm gonna access the first person BP blueprints, and here I'm gonna right click and create a new blueprint class, player controller, name it zombie and shooters. I'm gonna name it, give it this name, player controller. So this player controller is gonna create the HUD and display it on the screen. Player controller, we access it directly to the event graph, begin play, create widget, here it is. The widget class is going to be, of course, the HUD that we created, and then we do promote to variable. We name it the HUD, the same name, and then we're gonna search for add to viewport to display the HUD. Add to viewport, here it is. Compile and save. Now we should tell our game mode to use this player controller in the place of the default player controller. So we're gonna access the first person game mode, the default game mode for the first person template on which is based our game, first person game mode. Search for the player controller class and choose the ZnS player controller. ZnS for zombies and shooters. There is a default HUD class, so when you launch your game, we have the HUD that we created, but you also have this crosshair belonging to the default HUD of the template. So I'm gonna stop the gameplay, back to the first person game mode, HUD class. We're gonna clear this HUD class, we're gonna set it to none. This way we're gonna only use the widget created by our player controller class. Save, compile, and save. So I'm gonna hit play to see. I should check something on the HUD to see if everything is how it should be. Yes, that should do it. We're gonna hit play to see how it looks. So we have our HUD. Now we have our HUD. We have an armor bar and a health bar. We have a crosshair, and we have the ammo display in the bottom right of the screen with the gun name, the currently equipped gun name. We're gonna set all the logic later on, but for now we have a starting point for our HUD. So guys, I thank you very much for watching this video.